Good morning, everyone, and welcome to what promises to be a thrilling race weekend. The practice session is officially underway with 59 minutes and 21 seconds left on the clock. Phil Bodkin making their way through the range hairpin now, still looking to set a time in this early stage of practice. Jareth Hallam navigating the range hairpin as we watch the early laps of this practice session unfold.
This early running is all about feeling out the track, finding that rhythm. The hairpin can be tricky to get right, especially on cold tires.
Phil Botkin has moved on to the circus hairpin, still searching for that first registered lap time of the session. Jareth Hallam is out on track, plenty of time left in this session to get a benchmark lap in.
Sometimes you just need to cycle through a few laps, get some heat into the tires and brakes, before pushing for representative time. That's likely what we're seeing here.
Phil Botkin now through turn 12, yet to put a time on the board in this practice session.
Turn 12 is critical for the exit onto the straight. You want to carry as much speed as possible there. It's a good place to start feeling out the car's balance.
Jareth Hallam is back around to the range hairpin, still working on getting that first official lap time.
It's easy to lose time in these tight hairpins if you're not precise. Finding that braking point and rotation is key, especially early in a session when the grip isn't fully there.
Phil Botkin is now on the Thomson mile, still putting in the laps before clocking a time.
The Thomson mile is where you really open up the car. It's a test of straight line speed but also how well the car settled after the previous corners. You're looking for stability at high speed.
Jareth Hallam navigating the Snakes 1, still yet to register a lap time in this practice session.
The Snakes demand precision and a good flow. It's a sequence where you really feel the car transitioning from left to right. Finding that rhythm is crucial for a fast time.
Phil Botkin is now through the Snakes 2, still building up to a time lap.
Staying smooth through the Snakes is what it's all about. Any jerky movements or overcorrection will cost you momentum and time through that complex.
Nigel Walters has joined the action, making his way through the range hairpin, looking to get his first lap on the board. Jareth Hallam continues on track, still waiting for that first representative lap time to appear. And there it is. Phil Botkin clocks in with a 4:32.409, straight to the top of the leaderboard in this practice session.
That's a solid benchmark to start with. Getting that time in early means they can now focus on longer runs or specific setup changes without the pressure of needing a timed lap.
Jareth Hallam is making their way through the Snakes 3, still looking to put time on the board. Nigel Walters now flying down the Thomson mile, yet to register his first lap time of the session. Jareth Hallam navigating the challenging peak bend, still no official time for them. Wow, Phil Botkin just shattered their previous time. A blistering 2:05.113 puts them firmly in P1. Jareth Hallam has finally put a time on the board, a 4:29.804, which places them in second position.
That's a strong first effort, immediately competitive. It shows they've quickly found a good rhythm through the complex sections like the Snakes.
Nigel Walters approaching turn 10, still looking to get a time registered. Jareth Hallam holds on to second position with that 4:29.804 as the practice session continues. Nigel Walters is out on circuit, yet to set a time in this session.
Sometimes the plan is to scrub in a set of tires or just do an installation lap. No need to rush for a time if you're working through a specific program.
Jareth Hallam improving dramatically. A 2:05.535 rockets them up to second, just fractions behind the leader. And here's Joel Lemerick, joining the track in the long loop, ready to begin their practice session. Nigel Walters now navigating Peak Bend, still waiting for that first lap time to appear.
Peak Bend is a real commitment corner. You need a lot of confidence in the car to carry speed through there, especially when the tires aren't up to temperature.
Jareth Hallam is on the Thomson mile, currently sitting in third with that rapid 2:05.535.
They're clearly pushing hard early in the session. Sometimes it pays off to get a quick time in and then work on consistency.
Phil Bodkin is currently in second position through turn 3, with a best lap of 2:05.113.
Turn 3 is all about entry speed and setting up for the next sequence. Carrying momentum is key through there. You don't want to compromise the exit.
David Constable Barry is out on track, still waiting to see his first lap time registered.
Every driver has their own approach to practice. Some go out and push immediately, others take their time to build up to it.
Jareth Hallam holds that third spot with 2:05.535, a very respectable time this early on.
Maintaining that pace will be key, but also understanding where the improvements can come from. They might be analyzing data now, looking for those tenths.
Joel Lemerick continues on track, yet to put a time on the board in this session. And what a lap! Nigel Walters bursts onto the scene with a 2:04.385, straight into provisional pole position. Phil Bodkin is now relegated to second position by that scorching lap from Walters, but still holding strong with 2:05.113. Nigel Walters remains at the top of the standings with that impressive 2:04.385. Joel Lemerick threw the range hairpin, still looking for that first-time lap in practice. Phil Bodkin is currently in second, now making his way through the Snakes 4.
The Snakes 4 really tests the car's stability under braking and cornering. You're constantly working the steering wheel and pedals, trying to find maximum grip.
David Constable Barry puts in a 205.810, good enough for 4th position.
That's a very solid opening run for David. To be in the 205s straightaway shows they've got a good handle on the car and track.
And Maximilian Turbin is out on track, through the range hairpin, looking to get his first lap on the board. Phil Bodkin is on the Thomson mile, still holding that second spot with a 205.113. Nigel Walters improves again, a 203.415, extending his lead at the top. Joel Lemerick back through the long loop, still building up to a time lap.
It's important not to get flustered if others are setting times. Sometimes you need to trust your process and what the team has planned for the session.
Jareth Hallam remains in third, his 205.535 still a strong showing. David Constable Barry sitting comfortably in 4th position with a 205.810. Tim Weller is out on track, making his way through the range hairpin, yet to set a time.
Fresh rubber, perhaps an installation lap. It's early days, still plenty of time to get a good lap in.
Phil Bodkin is now through Devil's Bend, holding on to second with his 2:05.113. David Constable Barry through turn 3, currently in 4th position with that 2:05.810.
Turn 3 is an important one. You're setting yourself up for the run through the S's that follow, so a good exit is paramount.
Maximilian Turbin clocks in at 2:09.315, placing him in 6th position for now.
A first-time lap is always a reference point. From here, they'll be looking at the data, analyzing where they can shave off those crucial tenths. The hump can be a bit unsettling if you don't get the line right.
Phil Bodkin is back around to turn 3, maintaining that second spot with a 2:05.113. Tim Weller has posted his first time, a 2:10.664, which puts him in 7th.
First times are always a bit conservative. I remember my first lap often felt like I was driving on eggshells, just getting a feel for the limits.
Jimmy Lindo joins the fray, making his way through T3, yet to register a lap time. Nigel Walters improves yet again. He chips away at his own time, now at 2:03.140, still firmly in P1. Joel Lemrick posts a 2:07.807, which puts him into 5th position. Maximilian Turbin holding on to 6th position for now, with his 2:09.315. Joel Lemrick improves his time significantly, now at 2:06.143, moving him up to 5th. Phil Bodkin remains in second with that 2:05.113, looking strong out there. Joel Lemrick holds that 5th spot, a great improvement on his last lap time. Phil Bodkin is through turn 12, still in second position with that 2:05.113. Jimmy Lindo is out on circuit, still waiting to get a time on the board.
They might be focusing on brake bias or suspension changes. It's not always about the fastest lap immediately, sometimes it's about gathering data for later.
Jareth Hallam has improved his time slightly, now at 2:05.519, placing him in 5th. Maximilian Turbin has found some pace, now at 2:08.132, moving up to 6th position.
Every lap provides more data, and that's where the improvements come from. Finding those little gains in sections like the snakes really adds up.
David Constable Barry has put in a faster lap, now at 2:05.386, moving him into 4th.
They're consistently improving. That's a sign of a driver getting comfortable with the car and the track, pushing the limits incrementally.
Jimmy Lindo still on track, yet to put a time on the board with under 25 minutes remaining. Nigel Walters continues to lead the pack, his 2:03.140 remains the fastest time.
That lap time is seriously quick. It sets a very high bar for the rest of the field to try and reach.
Maximilian Turbin drops one spot to 7th, but still holding his 2:08.132. Hallam now in 6th position with his 2:05.519, still a very strong time. David Constable Barry through the Snakes 4, currently in 5th with that 2:05.386. Rich Snape joins the practice session, making his way through the Snakes 1, looking to get his first time lap.
This is a challenging section to start your flying lap. You need to be incredibly precise to carry speed through the snakes.
Martin Mull is also out on track, still waiting to see a time from him.
It's interesting to see so many drivers taking their time to get a first lap in. It shows the varying strategies teams employ for practice.
Tim Weller now in 8th with his 2:10.664, as more drivers begin to post times. Lemrick improved significantly, a 2:04.968 now puts him in the 5th position. Nigel Walters, still the pace setter with 2:03.140, is on the Thomson mile. Jareth Hallam, currently in 7th, through turn 12, with his 2:05.519. Joel Lemrick holds that 5th spot with his 2:04.968, a strong showing. Nigel Walters continues to dominate this practice session. His 2:03.140 remains untouched at the top. Rich Snape jumps into third with a rapid 2:03.757. What an opening lap. And look at that, Jimmy Lindo takes second with a fantastic 2:03.666. Right up there with Walters.
That's an incredible first-timed lap. To be just a couple of tenths off the top time straight out of the box means they've come out with confidence and the car is clearly working well.
Chris Stokes is out on the Thomson mile, looking to register his first lap time.
The Thomson mile is a great place to see the raw power and aero efficiency. It'll give them a good indication of the car's straight-line pace.
David Constable Barry improves his time, now at 2:04.605, moving up to 5th.
Consistently chipping away at those lap times. That's a good approach to practice, finding those marginal gains lap after lap.
Nigel Walters, now in second after Lindo's brilliant lap, is through the Snakes 3.
He'll be looking to respond now. When someone takes your top spot, it motivates you to find even more in the car.
David Constable Barry holding firm in 5th with his 2:04.605.
This mid-session period is often about fine-tuning the setup. They might be trying different lines or setup adjustments.
Chris Stokes is still out on track, yet to put a time on the board. Neil Constable Barry is now on track, navigating Peak Bend, looking for his first lap time. Jareth Hallam finds more pace, a 2:04.979 now placing him in 7th. Nigel Walters fires back. He sets a 2:02.960, incredibly close, but still P2.
He's definitely pushing hard to reclaim that top spot. You can see the determination in that lap, just a fraction away.
goes fastest. A stunning 202.788 puts him at the top of the standings. Thomas Kruger Dorado now out on the Thomson mile, looking to set his first time.
They're cutting it a bit fine to get a good flying lap in with so many cars on track. Traffic management will be key for these later runners.
Nigel Walters, currently in second, is through the snakes too, still pushing. Rich Snape through turn 12, maintaining his position at the very top of the timesheet. Martin Mole with a 205.579, that places him into 8th position.
Good first lap from Martin, particularly with the limited time left. He'll be trying to improve on that now.
Tim Weller improves his time to 208.622, but drops to 10th as others find pace. Neil Constable Barry making his way through Peak Bend, still looking for his first time lap. Maximilian Turbin finds more pace, a 206.522, moving him into 9th position. Nigel Walters remains in second, holding that 202.960. He'll want that top spot back.
You can bet they're looking at sector times and comparing. There's always a bit more to find, especially when you're so close to P1.
David Constable Barry still in 5th position with his 204.605.
These final minutes are crucial. Drivers will be pushing for that one last flying lap, trying to extract everything they can.
Rich Snape just shaved a little more off his time, a 202.785, further solidifying his lead. Neil Constable Barry continues his laps, still no timed effort from him. Nigel Walters through Peak Bend, holding on to second with his 202.960.
He's definitely pushing hard, trying to reclaim that top spot from Snake. These final minutes are when the real hero laps often happen.
Tim Weller on the Thomson mile, now down to 11th with his 208.622. Neil Constable Barry finally on the board with a 318.435, placing him in 14th. Jimmy Lindo improves his time to 203.326, now in third position.
He's still got the potential to find more in these closing minutes. That's a good time to be putting pressure on those ahead.
Rich Snape through turn 3, maintaining his top spot with that 202.785.
He's looking very comfortable and confident. That's the sign of a driver and car really gelling, especially at this late stage in practice.
Maximilian Turbin holds on to 11th, with just under 4 minutes left in the session. Thomas Kruger Dorado posts his first time, a 210.981, putting him in 13th.
He'll be pushing hard now to try and improve that in the final moments. It's tough to find clear air at this point.
Maximilian Turbin navigating the Snakes 3, still in 11th with his 206.522. Joel Lemrick holding on to 7th with his 204.968 as the clock winds down.
These last few laps are all about squeezing out every last hundredth. Tire degradation will also start to become a factor now.
Jimmy Lindo, currently third, is now through turn 3. Rich Snape through the Snakes 4, still commanding the practice session at the top.
He's definitely found that sweet spot. Consistency at this pace is incredibly impressive and will be a good marker for qualifying.
Jareth Hallam improves again, a 2:04.383, moving him to 8th position. Huge improvement from Neil Constable Barry, a 2:04.369, rocketing him up to 7th.
That's what you call a last gasp effort. To find that much time in the final moments is testament to pushing right to the very end.
Dominic Fauvard posts a 2:11.391, placing him in 14th, with seconds ticking away. Thomas Kruger Dorado through T3, holding 13th with his 2:10.981 as the final seconds of practice tick down. Neil Constable Barry making his way through the hump, still in 7th with that rapid 2:04.369, as the session nears its close. Maximilian Turbin still holding 11th with his 2:06.522, with only 27 seconds left in practice.
These final moments are critical. Everyone will be pushing for one last improved lap, looking for clear air. Tim Weller is through turn 3, currently in 12th position with 2:08.622, as we approach the final minute of practice. David Constable Barry is currently holding 9th position with his 2:04.605, with just over a minute left in this practice session. John Boontakis is out on track, through the range hairpin, but time is running out to set a representative lap.
Welcome back to Thomson Road, where the qualifying session is just moments away.
That 12 miles per hour wind is certainly going to play a part today. You'll feel every bit of it for the quicker sections.
Constable Barry is out there now, no time set yet as we tick down to 5 minutes 43 seconds remaining in qualifying.
He's into the Thomson mile. That's where you really start to feel the car balance and build confidence for the rest of the lap.
Thomas Kruger Dorado making his way around now, still looking for his first qualifying time with 5 minutes 20 on the clock.
He's heading into the hump. That's a tricky part where you really have to commit to your line and brake point while the car goes right under you.
Phil Bodkin is out there now, yet to post a lap time with just under 5 minutes left in the session. Tim Weller hasn't registered a time yet, and we're down to 4 minutes 16 seconds in this session.
He's navigating the Snakes 3 now. That's where precise throttle control and finding your rhythm really matters to carry speed through that sequence.
Dominic Fovarg still searching for a time, with 3 minutes 44 seconds remaining in qualifying. Constable Barry still needs to set a time, and the clock is now ticking down to 3 minutes 30 seconds.
He'll be feeling the pressure now. These final laps are where you really have to deliver and put it all together.
Constable Barry finally on the board, a 2:06.025 puts him straight to the top of the standings. Martin Mull is flying through the circus hairpin, 0.11 seconds up on his best time with just over a minute left. Thomas Kruger Dorado still needs to put a time in, and there are only 53 seconds left on the clock.
This is it, one shot to get it right. You have to push absolutely everything out of the car without overdoing it, a real mental challenge.
Phil Bodkin is absolutely on it through the circus hairpin, 0.4 seconds up on his personal best with time running out. 32 seconds left, and Thomas Kruger Dorado still hasn't posted a qualifying lap. Constable Barry is flying now, half a second up through Devil's Bend with just 22 seconds left. Constable Barry nails a 2:04.282. That's a huge improvement, jumping him up to 5th position.
That's what you call digging deep. He found a significant chunk of time on that lap, showing his true pace right when it matters.
Thomas Kruger Dorado is still without a time, now into the Thomson mile, with just 54 seconds remaining. Tim Weller is absolutely flying, over 7 seconds up on his personal best with just over a minute to go.
7 seconds is a lifetime in qualifying. He must have found some serious pace, or perhaps made a mistake on his previous lap, but this is a massive recovery.
Jimmy Lindo is 6/10 up on his best time through the Thomson mile. He's on a flyer. Maximilian Turbin is a 1.5 seconds quicker already in the Thomson mile. That's a huge improvement coming. John Boontakis is pushing hard, over 7/10 up on his best with a minute and a half remaining. Welcome to the Thomson Road Grand Prix. The atmosphere is electric and the wind speed is a noticeable 7 knots as we prepare for lights out. On pole position, the WSC 60 Ferrari Dino 206S Berlinetta of Rich Snape, representing the UK and leading the AM class. Lining up alongside Snape on the front row, in second place, it's Martin Mol from the Netherlands in the striking WSC 60 Matra M630 BRM, a pro-class driver.
Starting P2 here can be tricky, especially with that Matra's power delivery. You have to be precise to challenge for the lead into turn 1.
Further back on the second row, in fourth, we find another Matra M630 BRM, this time driven by the UK's Neil Constableberry, an M-class entrant. Right behind him, in fifth, it's David Constableberry, also from England, piloting a WSC 60 Matra M630 BRM in the Pro-Am category. Occupying 6th spot on the grid, we have Phil Bodkin from England, piloting the WSC 60 Porsche 910 6ths, another competitor in the AM class. Starting from 7th position, it's Jareth Hallam from the United Kingdom, behind the wheel of the powerful WSC 60 Corvette Grand Sport, a Pro-Am class entry. Maximilian Turbin, hailing from England, starts in 8th position today in his WSC 60 Porsche 910/6, a Pro-Am class contender.
The 910/6 is a nimble car, good for finding gaps, but from P8 you really need to attack the opening laps to gain ground.
From 10th on the grid, we see Tim Weller from the United Kingdom, driving the WSC 60 Shelby Daytona Coupe, another of our AM class hopefuls. Down in 11th, John Boontakis from Greece in the WSC 60 Matra M630 BRM, an AM class driver looking to make his way up the field.
11th can be a tricky spot in the mid-pack. You have to be aggressive but also anticipate any chaos ahead when the lights go out.
Joel Lemerick from the Netherlands starts his WSC 60 Chevron B8 FBA from 12th, another AM class driver.
The Chevron B8 is a fantastic handling car, great for late braking, but P12 means there's a lot of traffic to navigate in those initial corners.
The lights are out, and we are underway at Thomson Road, but it's a formation lap under the safety car to begin this race. The field is neatly tucked in behind the safety car, making its way around the Thomson Road Grand Prix circuit for this formation lap.
This isn't just a parade lap. Drivers are working to get heat into their tires and brakes, especially important with that 7-knot wind we mentioned.
A chance for the drivers to get a feel for the track conditions in those tricky corners before we go green.
Absolutely, you're constantly evaluating grip levels and trying to keep your focus sharp, anticipating the moment that safety car dives into the pits.
Still under the safety car, the drivers are keeping a tight formation, all eyes on the lead car and the safety car lights.
You're already thinking about the restart strategy, which side of the track to be on, and we might be trying something bold when we finally go green.
The cars are still circulating behind the safety car, maintaining a steady pace around this demanding Thomson Road circuit.
Every driver will be mentally rehearsing their start right now, trying to visualize that first corner and any potential overtakes.
The safety car continues to lead the field, all cars maintaining position as they complete this formation lap.
It's a delicate balance. You want to scrub the tires in, but not overheat them, and keep that engine temperature just right.
A final chance for the teams to communicate any last-minute instructions to their drivers over the radio before the racing begins in earnest.
And for the drivers, it's about staying calm, focusing, and waiting for that moment when the safety car lights go out and we can race.
The safety car is still out front, leading this impressive array of machinery around Thomson Road.
You're always looking for that last bit of track information, even on a formation lap. Any subtle changes in grip are critical to note.
The tension is building here at Thomson Road, the safety car still guiding the pack as we inch closer to the green flag.
This is where your heart rate starts to climb, knowing that any second the pace will pick up dramatically and the race will begin.
The field remains tightly bunched, every driver ready to unleash the power of their machines.
And you're watching that safety car like a hawk, ready for it to pull in and let the real battle commence.
Still under the safety car, the anticipation is palpable here at Thomson Road, waiting for the race to truly begin.
You're trying to gauge the gaps to the cars around you, considering your attack or defense plan for the first proper corner.
The safety car continues to lead, a final moment of calm before the storm of competitive racing.
This is the last chance for the drivers to check their mirrors, adjust their helmet, and take a deep breath before the sprint.
The cars are still circulating behind the safety car, keeping a disciplined line.
Every driver will be running through their checklist, ensuring everything is perfect for the restart.
The safety car remains on track, maintaining a steady pace as the field prepares.
You're constantly looking for any telltale signs from the safety car driver, a slight wobble or a light change, anything to indicate a restart is imminent.
And we also have Jimmy Lindo, starting from third in the WSC 60 Porsche 910 sixths, an M-Class driver we hadn't mentioned yet. And a reminder of Neil Constable Barry in the Matra, holding that crucial fourth spot on the grid, an M-Class driver.
P4 is an interesting starting position, you're in the mix, but also have a good view of any chaos up ahead into the first corner, allowing you to react quickly. Thomas Kruger Dorado, also from the UK, starts in 9th place in his WSC 60 Shelby Daytona Coupe, a Pro-Am class contender. From 13th on the grid, it's Dominic Fauvard from the United Kingdom, driving the WSC 60 Shelby Daytona Coupe, a Pro-Am class entry. The safety car lights are now off. It looks like we're preparing for the restart this lap, Hal. This is it, every driver's pulse will be racing. You have to be perfect with your throttle application as soon as that green flag waves.
The field is closing up now, bunching tightly behind the lead car, Rich Snape, as they anticipate the green flag.
You're looking for that perfect toe, but also watching your mirrors for anyone trying a sneaky move right at the restart.
Snape is dictating the pace now, keeping the field controlled as they head into the final sector before the start-finish line.
This is where the mind games begin. Snape will be trying to catch Mole off guard, while Mole will be trying to anticipate his move.
The cars are still tight together, a wall of vintage machinery ready to burst into action.
And you're watching the reaction of the car in front, looking for any twitch or early throttle to gain that crucial split second.
The crowd is on its feet, the roar of engines building as the safety car prepares to pull into the pits.
There's nothing quite like that moment right before the green flag. It's pure adrenaline and focus.
The safety car is in. We are going green this time, as Snape leads the field onto the main straight.
This is where the race truly begins. Everyone fighting for position into turn 1, especially on a tight circuit like Thomson Road.
Snape gives a sudden burst of speed, trying to break the toe, Mole right behind him.
You're constantly checking your mirrors while trying to get the best exit from the final corner. It's a ballet of power and precision.
Yellow flag, safety car's out.
And just as we went green, a huge incident had brought out the safety car almost immediately. Yellow flags are everywhere.
Wow, that was a chaotic moment. From full throttle to sudden braking, drivers will be reacting purely on instinct to avoid further contact.
The field is slowing dramatically, bunching up behind the safety car once again as marshals attend to the scene.
A big incident so early in the race really changes the complexion. Everyone will be assessing the damage and their position under this safety car.
That was an incredibly short stint of green flag racing, wasn't it? From full speed to safety car in a blink.
It's incredibly tough for the drivers. You've just gone through the whole restart procedure, pushing hard, and then you have to switch back to safety car mode instantly.
It must be a real test of concentration, especially for the AM-class drivers who might not have as much experience with such rapid changes.
Absolutely. You're trying to keep the tires warm, manage fuel, but mentally you've got to reset, calm down, and prepare for another restart.
And it affects everyone, not just those involved in the incident. The whole rhythm of the race is broken.
Yeah, it totally changes your strategy. You were planning overtakes, and now it's all about staying focused and not making any more mistakes.
The safety car remains out, with yellow flags still prominent around the area of that earlier incident.
This gives everyone a chance to cool down, but also highlights just how quickly things can go wrong when you're pushing the limits, especially on a cold start.
It's a frustrating start for everyone, isn't it? All that build-up, a quick burst of racing, and then back behind the safety car.
It's incredibly jarring. As a driver, you're so focused on that initial push, trying to gain positions, and then suddenly everything slows down, and you have to recalculate.
And for the teams, they must be scrambling, checking telemetry, assessing any potential damage or issues from the sudden braking.
Exactly. In my career, those immediate safety car periods after a green flag were always the most mentally demanding. You've just gone from 100% attack to 0% in a heartbeat, and you have to keep your head.
We still haven't had confirmation of which drivers were involved in that incident, but it certainly looked like a significant one.
Yeah, from the replays, it seemed to be a mid-pack coming together. It's so easy for one small error to cascade through the field, especially when everyone is fighting for space.
The AM-class drivers would be feeling the pressure even more in such a scenario, I imagine, trying to hold their nerve amongst the pro-AMs and pros.
Absolutely. The AM drivers often have less experience in close quarters racing at full speed, so they're trying to find that balance between aggression and self-preservation, which is tough.
It's going to make the next restart even more critical, with everyone perhaps a little more cautious, but also desperate to make up for lost time.
That's the psychological battle. Do you push harder to recover, or do you play it safe after seeing the earlier incident? It's a fine line to walk, especially here at Thomson Road.
And with the safety car out, it's a completely different race now. Strategies will be torn up and rewritten.
Definitely. You're thinking about tire temperature, fuel conservation, and how to maximize the next green flag period. Every lap under safety car is a chance to regroup or rethink your approach.
The yellow flags are still out, and the safety car continues to lead, giving the marshals time to clear that earlier incident.
This extended safety car period will really test the driver's patience and ability to keep heat in the tires, especially the front runners who want to maintain their advantage.
This extended safety car period must be incredibly frustrating for everyone involved, especially after such a dramatic start.
It absolutely is. You go from that huge adrenaline rush of the start, pushing hard, to suddenly having to calm everything down. It's a massive mental reset you have to perform, which is tough mid-race.
And it completely changes the dynamic, doesn't it? All those initial strategies are out the window.
Completely. You're thinking about how to keep heat in the tires without scrubbing them too much, managing your brake temperatures, and conserving fuel, all while staying sharp for the next green flag. It's a different kind of pressure.
It's a testament to the skill of these drivers that they can adapt so quickly, especially with such powerful cars on a challenging circuit like Thomson Road.
You really have to be versatile. In my racing days, these moments were about refocusing, constantly scanning the track for any changes, and mentally preparing for round 2 of the restart. It's a test of patience.
That initial incident really threw a spanner in the works, and we're still waiting to see the full implications once the track is clear.
It shows just how fine the margins are. Everyone is fighting for track position, and a slight misjudgment, especially with a cold car and cold tires, can have huge consequences in a packed field.
So for the next restart, do you think we'll see more caution or even more aggression from drivers trying to make up ground?
It's always a mix. some will be more conservative, having seen the chaos, but others will be even more determined to seize any opportunity. You have to be ready for both, and that's where experience really pays off.
The AM-class drivers, in particular, will be under immense pressure to keep their cool in such a high-stakes environment.
Definitely. They're trying to prove themselves, but also have to recognize when to push and when to hold back. Finding that balance is one of the hardest lessons to learn in competitive racing, and it's amplified right now.
The safety car is indeed pulling into the pits now. The race is about to restart. Snape once again leads the field, dictating the pace as they head towards the restart point on this final safety car lap.
This is the moment of truth. You're trying to get a perfect jump, anticipate the green flag, and defend or attack into turn 1.
The field is compressing tightly now, a real battle for position expected as soon as we go green.
You're mentally preparing for absolute chaos.
Get ready, safety car's clear.
It's a balance of aggression and precision that defines this moment.
Engines are roaring, the tension is immense as the pack follows Snape around the final bends.
You're always looking for that slight advantage, a little twitch from the car ahead, anything to react quicker than everyone else.
Green, 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 let's go!
The crowd is on its feet, sensing the imminent restart, as the cars stream down the straight.
This is where every driver earns their pay, executing a perfect restart after all the waiting and uncertainty.
Snape accelerates hard now, trying to catch Mole out. The field scatters behind him.
This is a masterclass in restart management. He's timed that perfectly to try and break the toe and give himself a clean run.
The green flags are waving. We are racing again at Thomson Road.
And the battle is on. Everyone is jostling for position into turn 1.
Unbelievable, we're straight back under safety car conditions. The field is once again following the safety car. What a start to this race.
This is incredibly disruptive. Drivers just got the tires hot, made their moves, and now they have to settle back into formation. It's a huge test of resilience.
Another formation lap then, as the safety car leads the pack. This is turning into quite the stop-start affair.
You really have to reset your mind again. All that aggression from the restart has to be reined in. You're constantly thinking about tire temperatures and when the asterisk next restart will be.
The safety car is leading the way once more, a surreal sequence of events unfolding here at Thomson Road.
You really feel for the drivers. They've been through this whole emotional roller coaster twice now, and they're still waiting for consistent green flag racing.
Maintaining focus and consistency through these constant interruptions must be incredibly difficult.
It's one of the hardest parts of racing. You need to keep those tires warm, stay alert, but also avoid overheating anything on the car. And the mental game is huge.
The field remains tightly packed behind the safety car, waiting for the all clear.
You're using this time to scan the track, look for any debris, and anticipate how the cars around you might react at the next restart.
Still under safety car conditions, the pace is controlled as the marshals work to ensure track safety.
This is where patience is key. You can't rush it, you just have to wait for the green light and be ready when it comes.
The safety car continues to circulate, guiding the pack around the Thomson road circuit.
You're constantly checking your tire pressures and temperatures, trying to keep everything in the optimal window for when the race goes green again.
The safety car lights are off again. This looks like another attempt at a restart for the field.
Third time's the charm, hopefully. Drivers will be even more on edge now, trying to make sure they get it right this time.
Snape leads them around the final corner, the field bunching up, ready for the green flag once more.
You've got to be clinical here. No room for error. Focus on your own line and hit your marks perfectly.
The crowd is roaring now, a mix of anticipation and perhaps a touch of apprehension after the previous attempts.
This is it. Every driver is locked in, heart rate through the roof, waiting for that signal to go flat out.
Snape plays the accordion perfectly, stretching and compressing the field before the acceleration.
He's trying to get that perfect jump, but also trying not to get jumped himself. It's a high-stakes game of cat and mouse.
They're heading onto the main straight now, the engine screaming as Snape holds the line.
You're trying to time your throttle precisely, not too early, not too late, to maximize that initial acceleration.
The green flag is out. We are racing at Thomson Road.
Finally, everyone is pushing hard into turn 1, trying to gain every inch of track.
And what a start! Snape maintains his lead, Mole right on his tail, side by side into the first complex.
This is much better. Clean racing so far, everyone is fighting but giving each other room.
Mole is looking very aggressive in that Matra, trying to find a way past the Ferrari of Snape, almost making contact.
He's really pushing the limits. From the cockpit, you're constantly evaluating the grip, trying to find that braking point without overdoing it, especially with a car like the Matra.
Snape defends brilliantly, holding his line and keeping Mole behind him for now, a superb display of controlled racing.
That's what you need from a leader, strong defense. He's not giving an inch and forcing Mole to work for it.
Further back, there's a real battle brewing for third, with Jimmy Lindo defending hard in his Porsche.
He's got a lot of pressure from behind, but P3 is a great position to be in right now, commanding a view of the leaders.
Neil Constable Barry in the Matra is looking feisty in fourth, trying to put pressure on Lindo ahead.
He's obviously feeling good in the car. It's a tricky balance, pushing hard but not overdriving and making a mistake at this stage of the race.
David Constable Barry is right on his brother's tail in 5th, making it a Matra sandwich in the top 5.
This is an interesting family rivalry developing here. You always want to beat your brother, and on track, that desire is amplified.
It's fascinating to see the two Matras working together, or perhaps against each other, in this early stage.
They're definitely going to be pushing each other. That Matra is a powerful car, and they'll be using its strengths to try and move up the order.
Phil Botkin in the Porsche 910 Sixths is holding strong in 6th, just a few car lengths behind the Constable Barrys.
He's driving a smart race, staying out of trouble, and waiting for an opportunity. The Porsche 910 Sixths can be very quick if it finds its rhythm.
Jareth Hallam in the Corvette Grand Sport is keeping pace in 7th, a powerful machine looking to flex its muscles.
That Corvette has a lot of straight line speed. Hallam will be trying to use that to his advantage on the longer sections of this circuit.
Maximilian Turbin is holding 8th in his Porsche, under pressure from Thomas Kruger Dorado in the Shelby Daytona Coupe.
This is where the mid-pack battles get really intense. Every position counts, and they'll be looking for any small mistake to capitalize on.
Thomas Kruger Dorado making a strong start from P9, looking to challenge Turbin here.
He's definitely found some pace. The Shelby Daytona Coupe can be a handful, but in the right hands, it's very effective on circuits with fast corners.
Tim Weller in the other Shelby Daytona Coupe is in 10th, a consistent run so far for him.
He's keeping his head down and moving forward. Consistency is key, especially in these early laps when everyone is pushing hard.
John Boontakis in the Matra is in 11th, trying to close the gap to Weller ahead of him.
He's got a powerful car and will be looking to pick off cars one by one. It's all about finding clear air and getting into a rhythm now.
Joel Lemrick in the Chevron B8 is holding 12th, a solid start for the AM-class driver.
The Chevron is a very agile car, so he'll be trying to exploit its cornering capabilities to make up places as the race progresses.
And Dominic Faux-Varg in the Shelby Daytona Coupe is in 13th, looking to find some pace and move up.
He's got a big machine, so he'll be hoping for a good run on the straights and through the faster sections of the track.
The cars are really spreading out now, gaining some clear air after the intensity of the restart.
This is where the real race pace starts to show. Drivers are settling into their rhythm, looking for consistency and quick lap times.
Mole is still right on the gearbox of Snape, absolutely glued to the back of that Ferrari, looking for an opening.
He's definitely looking for a slipstream. You don't want to follow too closely for too long though, it'll start to cook your tires.
Snape is holding a defensive line, not giving Mole any space whatsoever on the inside.
Smart driving from Snape. He's forcing Mole to go the long way around if he wants to make a move, which uses up more track and more time.
Mole is trying to set up a move, weaving slightly on the straight, looking for any weakness from Snape.
He's trying to break Snape's concentration, make him think. Every little bit of pressure counts when you're battling for the lead.
Snape holds firm, a cool head under immense pressure from the pro-class driver behind him.
This is a real test of nerve for Snape. He's an M-class driver leading a pro, and he's not cracking.
Mole dives to the inside. He's going for it into turn 3.
He's committed, late on the brakes, trying to get that Matra to stick on the apex.
Mole has done it. He's pulled alongside Snape and takes the lead through turn 4.
What a move. Clean, aggressive, and he made it stick. That's a pro-class overtake right there.
Mole now leads the race, putting the hammer down immediately to try and build a gap.
He'll be trying to put in a series of incredibly fast laps now to break the toe and get out of Snape's dirty air. That's how you establish dominance early on.
Snape has dropped back to second, but still holds a strong position, resisting the urge to fight back immediately.
Smart from Snape. You don't want to get into a drawn-out battle in the early stages and cook your tires. He'll be watching and learning from Mole's lines now.
Jimmy Lindo is still in third, holding off the Matra of Neil Constable Barry for now.
He's driving a defensive race, trying to maintain that podium spot, but Neil is applying serious pressure.
Neil Constable Barry is right on Lindo's bumper, looking for a way past in the third position.
He's trying to force an error. From P4, you're constantly looking for an opportunity, trying to intimidate the driver in front.
David Constable Barry is also in the mix, not far behind his brother, making it a very tight battle for third.
This is an excellent fight. Having two Matras here is putting huge pressure on Lindo in that Porsche. They could work together, or fight each other.
Phil Botkin is still holding sixth, just behind the Constable Barrys, keeping his cool amidst the action.
He's keeping a good distance, ready to capitalize if anyone ahead makes a mistake. Consistency is key when the pace is this high.
Jareth Hallam in the Corvette is still in seventh, a steady run for him after the chaotic opening.
He's probably settled into a rhythm now, trying to manage his tires and find the fastest lines through the corners.
Thomas Kruger Dorado has managed to get past Maximilian Turbin for 8th position.
Great move. The Shelby Daytona Coupe has a lot of grunt, and he's used it effectively to make that pass stick.
Turbin now drops to 9th, trying to hold off Tim Weller, who is right on his tail.
He's definitely under pressure now. He needs to find some pace or he'll be losing more positions.
Tim Weller has made a move on Turbin. He's through in the 9th.
Another clean overtake. Weller is driving brilliantly, picking off cars and making progress through the midfield.
Turbin drops to 10th now, losing ground after his earlier strong start.
He's struggling a bit now. Perhaps he's pushed too hard or is finding it difficult to manage the car in this tight pack.
John Boontakis is still in 11th, holding a consistent pace in the Matra.
He'll be looking for any signs of struggle from the cars ahead. The Matra has the potential to make up more places.
Joel Emmerich in the Chevron V8 is holding strong in 12th position.
He's keeping it steady, looking for opportunities. That Chevron is great through the corners, so he might be saving his attack for later in the race.
Dominic Fauvargue is in 13th, trying to catch up to the pack ahead of him.
He's got some ground to make up, but there's still plenty of racing left. He needs to find clear air and push now.
Mole is really extending his lead now, pulling away from Snape at the front of the pack.
He's put his head down and found incredible pace. That's a classic pro move, establish a lead and then manage it.
Snape is settling into a rhythm in second, trying to maintain his gap to the battle for third behind him.
He's driving a very smart race for an M-Class driver. Keeping that P2 and focusing on his own race is crucial.
Neil Constable Barry makes a dive down the inside of Lindo into turn 3, and he's through into third position.
Brilliant move from Neil. He saw the gap, committed to it, and made it stick. That Matra is flying.
Lindo drops to 4th, unable to defend against the relentless pressure from the Matra.
He's been under pressure for a while. Sometimes you just have to concede and refocus on the next fight.
David Constable Barry is now right on Lindo's tail, looking to make it a Matra 2-3-4 if he can get past.
This is an exciting battle. The Matras are really showing their strength here, chasing down that Porsche.
Lindo is defending fiercely, trying to hold off David Constable Barry's Matra.
He's got his work cut out for him, but he's not giving up. Every corner is a new battle for position.
David Constable Barry has found a gap. He's through on Lindo into turn 6.
Incredible, the Matras are on a charge. That's a great overtake, making it a Matra 2-3-4 now in the order.
Lindo now drops to 5th, a tough few corners for him, losing 2 positions in quick succession.
He'll need to regroup quickly. Losing a position is one thing, but two so close together can really affect your rhythm.
Phil Bodkin is still holding 6th, just behind Lindo, ready to pounce if he makes any further mistakes.
Bodkin is driving a very patient race. He's letting the battles ahead of him play out and staying clean.
Jareth Hallam is in 7th, maintaining a consistent pace in the Corvette.
He's keeping his tires healthy and waiting for his moment. That Corvette is a powerful car and will come into its own as the race progresses.
Thomas Kruger Dorado holds 8th in the Shelby, with Tim Weller still hot on his heels in 9th.
This is another great battle further down the field. They're really pushing each other, looking for any advantage.
Weller is looking very strong, definitely trying to find a way past Kruger Dorado.
He's got the momentum. When you're chasing, you feel faster, and that psychological edge can sometimes lead to an overtake.
Yellow flag, safety car's
And
out.
the safety car is out again. We have another big incident on track, yellow flags are waving.
Oh, not again. Just when we were getting into a rhythm, another big one has forced the race to be neutralized. Drivers will be reacting fast to this.
The field is slowing down rapidly, bunching up behind the safety car as marshals attend to the scene.
This completely changes everything for the third time. All that hard-won pace and tire temperature has to be managed once more under caution.
This is a truly extraordinary race, Sky, with these multiple safety car periods. It's so unusual to see this level of disruption.
It really is, Hal. You prepare for one or two, but this many in such a short space of time tests every aspect of a driver's mental fortitude and the team's ability to adapt strategy on the fly.
And each time it happens, it throws the whole strategy out of the window. Tire wear, fuel consumption, driver rhythm, all completely reset.
Exactly. You get the tires hot, you get into a flow, you make some moves, and then bang, you're back behind the safety car, trying to cool everything down but not too much. It's a constant, tricky balance.
We've seen some incredible driving in the brief green flag periods though, especially Mole's overtake on Snape for the lead, and the Constable Barry charge.
Definitely. Those moments highlight the talent out there. Mole's move was clinical, and the mantras of the Constable Barrys are clearly potent, even if their charge has been interrupted by this latest incident.
And what about the pressure on the M-Class drivers? Snape was leading a pro, then he lost it, but held a solid second. That's a huge achievement in itself.
That's what I was thinking. For an AM driver to be fighting at the very front like that, and holding their nerve through multiple restarts, is outstanding. It takes a different kind of mental strength to do that when you might not have the pure raw pace of a pro.
This also creates an interesting dynamic for the mid-pack battles. Do drivers get more aggressive, knowing their time for green flag racing might be limited?
It's a huge temptation. You know every green flag lap counts, so you might take more risks, but then you see these incidents and it pulls you back. It's a mental tug of war for every driver out there right now.
And the team principals must be tearing their hair out, trying to plan for scenarios that keep changing every few minutes.
They will be. Fuel windows, tire degradation, pit stop timings, everything has to be recalculated. They'll be on the radios constantly, trying to guide their drivers through this chaos.
The safety car is still out on track, dealing with yet another big incident that has disrupted the rhythm of this race.
This is becoming a test of endurance and focus under caution. Drivers will be doing everything they can to prevent their tires from getting too cold and to stay alert for the next restart.
This is quite unlike any race I've commentated on in a long time, with these constant interruptions. It feels like we're spending more time under safety car than at full speed.
It's incredibly frustrating for the drivers. You get pumped up, get into a rhythm, and then suddenly you're back at a controlled pace. It takes a lot of discipline not to lose focus.
And each time, it's a completely fresh restart. All the hard work of gaining positions is nullified if you're not absolutely on it for the next green flag.
Exactly. In my career, those were the toughest races mentally. You're constantly trying to keep your tire temperatures up, but not overwork them, and stay sharp for that moment the safety car pulls in.
It's a testament to the leaders, Mole and Snape, who have handled these restarts so well, despite the chaos behind them.
Snape, in particular, has shown incredible composure for an M-Class driver to be battling at the front through all this. That takes serious talent and nerve.
The safety car remains on track, continuing to lead the field around Thomson Road after that most recent incident.
This will be playing on every driver's mind. Do you push hard on the next restart, or are you more cautious after seeing all this chaos?
This race is really turning into an exercise in patience and strategy adaptation, isn't it?
Absolutely, you're constantly having to recalculate. The initial strategy is long gone. Now it's about minimizing risk under safety car and maximizing every green flag lap, however brief they might be.
And for the teams, the data must be all over the place. They'll be trying to predict fuel windows and tire performance in conditions that are completely abnormal.
Yeah, it's a nightmare for the engineers. Every time you think you've got a handle on tire degradation or fuel consumption, the safety car comes out and shifts everything again. Communication with the driver becomes paramount.
It's fascinating how different drivers respond. Some seem to thrive in this stop-start environment, while others might find it harder to maintain their rhythm.
Definitely. Some drivers are naturally better at switching between high intensity and controlled pace. For others, it can be a real struggle to regain that peak focus, especially after seeing incidents unfold.
Snape has shown remarkable resilience at the front, even after being overtaken by Mole.
Yeah, his ability to stay composed and hold a strong P2 is a testament to his mental game. Not letting the pressure get to him, even with a pro breathing down his neck earlier.
And the mantras of the Constable Berries, they've really come alive in the green flag periods, showing serious intent.
They have. When they get clear air, those cars are flying. They'll be itching to get back to racing and continue their charge through the field, but they also have to avoid any further incidents.
We're all just hoping for an extended period of green flag racing now, so these drivers can really show us what they're made of.
Fingers crossed. The potential for incredible battles is there, we've seen glimpses of it, but these interruptions are keeping it all on hold. It's a true test of everyone involved in this race.
The safety car is out yet again. Another big incident has forced the neutralization of the race here at Thomson Road.
This is an incredible challenge for every driver. You've got to find that mental reset switch again and prepare for another stop-start scenario.
This is truly remarkable, another safety car period. I don't think I've ever seen so many in one race.
It's relentless. From a driver's perspective, it's exhausting. You're constantly getting the tires warm, pushing, and then suddenly you have to cool everything down, avoid incidents, and reset your mental clock.
It's creating such a fragmented race. Any chance of building a rhythm or a consistent strategy is just completely gone.
Absolutely. You were planning overtakes, managing tire wear, and now it's all about survival and readiness for the next, inevitable restart. It's a completely different race to what anyone expected.
And these incidents, coming one after another, must be adding to the general sense of caution, or perhaps even frustration, among the drivers.
It's a fine line. You've just seen a car crash, so there's a natural inclination to be more careful, but then you also know that green flag laps are precious, so you still have to be aggressive when the time comes.
Mole has been driving superbly at the front, but even his lead is constantly being negated by these safety cars.
That's the brutal truth of it. You work hard to build a gap, and then suddenly it's all back to zero. He'll be trying to maintain his tire temperatures and keep his focus razor sharp for when it finally goes green for good.
Snape, too, has shown incredible fortitude to stay in contention, especially as an M-Class driver battling with the pros.
His composure has been phenomenal. He's been in the thick of it, lost a position, but hasn't panicked. That's a sign of a really mature driver, regardless of class.
We're all just hoping for an extended period of green flag racing now, so we can see these drivers truly unleashed.
That's the dream. The potential for a fantastic race is still there. We've seen glimpses of speed and brilliant overtakes. We just need the track to stay clear now.
Unbelievable, the safety car is out yet again due to another big incident. Yellow flags are waving across the circuit.
This is an absolute nightmare for race rhythm. Drivers are having to constantly reset and manage their tires under caution. It's a huge mental battle.
This is a truly unprecedented race with so many safety car periods. It's really putting every team and driver through the ringer.
It's incredibly challenging. You're constantly trying to keep those tires in their operating window, manage the brakes, and just stay mentally sharp after all these interruptions. It's draining.
And it means that any strategy planned before the race is now completely obsolete. It's all about improvisation.
Exactly. You're reacting lap by lap, trying to predict when the green flag might come and how aggressive you can be without causing another incident yourself. The pressure is immense.
We've seen some brief but intense battles, though. Mole's move for the lead was superb, and Snape's defense has been incredibly impressive for an M-Class driver.
Absolutely. Those moments show the quality of driving out there. It's just a shame they're so short-lived. Everyone is craving a consistent spell of green flag racing.
And once again, the safety car is out. Another big incident on track, and the yellow flags are waving yet again.
This is an unprecedented stop-start affair. Drivers will be absolutely pushed to their limits mentally, trying to manage tires and stay focused through these constant interruptions.
I don't think I've ever seen a race quite like this. It's just one safety car period after another, completely dominating the action.
It's incredibly tough on the drivers. You're constantly getting your tires up to temperature, pushing hard, then immediately having to slow down and manage everything again. It's a huge test of patience and mental endurance.
All the pre-race planning, the strategies for tire wear and fuel, they're completely out the window now. It's pure improvisation.
Exactly. You can't rely on anything. You're just trying to keep your head, stay out of trouble, and be ready for that green flag whenever it finally comes, because you know every green lap is precious.
Despite all the interruptions, we've seen flashes of brilliance, particularly Mole's drive to the front and Snape's remarkable resilience.
Snape has been outstanding, especially as an M-Class driver. To hold a top position through this level of chaos shows serious composure. He's not letting the interruptions get to him.
And incredibly, the safety car is out yet again. We have another major incident on circuit, bringing out the yellow flags.
This is becoming a defining feature of this race. Drivers are constantly adapting to these stop-start conditions, managing their frustration and their machinery.
This is truly an unprecedented race, Sky. The sheer number of safety car periods is dominating the action. It feels like we're constantly on pause.
It's a bizarre rhythm, if you can even call it that. As a driver, you're in a constant state of flux, tires getting warm, then cooling, then warming again. It's a huge test of car management and mental stamina.
And every time the safety car comes out, it just bunches the field up, negating any hard-won lead or strategic advantage.
That's the most frustrating part for the leaders like Mole. You work to build a gap, you're in a flow, and then suddenly everyone is on your tail again, and you have to defend from scratch on the restart.
We've seen some intense, albeit brief, green flag racing. Mole's overtake on Snape, the Madras of the Constable Berries charging through the field.
Those moments really highlight the potential for this race. The cars are flying when they get clear track. It's just getting that clear track that's proving to be the challenge today.
It's a testament to the drivers' focus that they can keep their heads, especially the M-Class drivers, in such a disruptive environment.
Absolutely. To maintain concentration and not make a mistake after all these stops and starts is incredible. Snape, in particular, has been so consistent near the front despite the pressure.
This also means that every single green flag lap, whenever it comes, is going to be absolutely crucial for everyone, from the front to the back.
100%. You have to be aggressive but smart, because you don't know how long that green flag period will last. You have to make every single corner count.
And for the pit crews and strategists, they must be constantly recalculating, adapting to a race that simply refuses to settle down.
It's a nightmare for them. They'll be on their toes, constantly running simulations, trying to find the optimal moment for pit stops and tire changes that may or may not ever come under green. It's motorsport at its most unpredictable.
And the safety car is out again. Another big incident on track, and the yellow flags are waving across the circuit.
This is a race defined by its interruptions. Drivers are getting incredibly short bursts of green flag running before being brought back under control. It's an unprecedented mental test.
This race is truly living up to its unpredictable nature, though perhaps not in the way anyone anticipated, with these constant safety car periods.
It's an absolute psychological marathon for the drivers. You're constantly trying to push that reset button, manage the tires, and keep your head after such short bursts of actual racing.
Any sense of a coherent race strategy must have been completely abandoned by now. It's just about reacting to the moment.
Completely. You can't plan more than a few corners ahead. It turns into a series of mini-races, and you're just praying for an extended green flag period to actually establish some kind of rhythm.
Yet, in those brief moments of green, we've seen some superb driving, Mole's decisive move for the lead, and Snape's incredible resilience.
Snape's performance has been exceptional. For an M-Class driver to maintain that level of composure and competitive spirit at the front through all these disruptions, it really highlights his talent and mental strength.
In the Constable Barry Madras, they showed real pace when given the chance, making up positions impressively.
They definitely did. Those cars have potential, and those drivers are aggressive. They'll be itching to get back to proper racing to continue their charge.
It's such a test of adaptability, not just for the drivers but for the entire pit wall as well, constantly reacting to the evolving situation.
Absolutely. The engineers are constantly recalculating fuel, tire life, potential pit windows. It's a high-pressure chess game happening at incredible speed, even under caution.
We're all just craving a long spell of green flag racing now, to really see how this race would unfold without interruptions.
That's the dream. The potential for brilliant racing is clearly there, but it's being overshadowed by this unprecedented series of incidents. It just shows how fine the margins are when everyone is pushing so hard.
And the safety car is out again. Another big incident on track, and the yellow flags are waving across the circuit.
This is becoming an incredibly stop-start affair. Drivers are having to constantly adapt to these conditions, managing their frustration and their machinery.
This is truly an astonishing race, Sky. The number of safety car periods is unprecedented, completely changing the character of the event.
It's a bizarre, stop-start rhythm that's incredibly challenging for everyone. You're constantly trying to get the tires hot, then keeping them from cooling too much, then preparing for another sprint.
All the pre-race strategies must be in tatters. It's pure improvisation for the teams and drivers now.
Absolutely. You can't plan more than a few corners ahead. It's a series of mini-races, and you're just praying for an extended green flag period to actually establish some kind of rhythm.
Yet, in those brief moments of green, we've seen flashes of brilliance. Mole's decisive move for the lead, Snape's incredible resilience.
Snape's performance has been exceptional. For an M-Class driver to maintain that level of composure and competitive spirit at the front through all these disruptions, it really highlights his talent and mental strength.
And the Constable Barry Madras, they showed real pace when given the chance, making up positions impressively.
They definitely did. Those cars have potential, and those drivers are aggressive. They'll be itching to get back to proper racing to continue their charge.
It's such a test of adaptability, not just for the drivers but for the entire pit wall as well, constantly reacting to the evolving situation.
Absolutely. The engineers are constantly recalculating fuel, tire life, potential pit windows. It's a high-pressure chess game happening at incredible speed, even under caution.
We're all just craving a long spell of green flag racing now, to really see how this race would unfold without interruptions.
That's the dream. The potential for brilliant racing is clearly there, but it's being overshadowed by this unprecedented series of incidents. It just shows how fine the margins are when everyone is pushing so hard.
And once again, the safety car is out. Another major incident brings out the yellow flags here at Thomson Road.
This is an incredible test of a driver's mental strength. You're constantly trying to manage that frustration and maintain focus through these relentless stop-starts.
This is truly an astonishing race, Hal. The sheer number of safety car periods is dominating the action, making it incredibly difficult to find any rhythm.
It's a brutal mental test. You get the tires hot, you're on the limit, and then suddenly you're back to a crawl, trying to cool everything down but not lose all the heat you've built up. It's draining.
Any pre-race strategy must be completely out the window now. It's all about reacting on the fly, constantly adapting.
Exactly. You're living lap to lap, recalculating every corner. You know those green flag laps are precious, so the aggression is there, but so is the need to stay out of trouble after seeing all these incidents.
Despite all the interruptions, we've still seen some brilliant driving, especially Mole's charge to the front and Snape's incredible composure in second.
Snape, in particular, has been outstanding. For an M-Class driver to hold his nerve and pace through such a chaotic race is truly remarkable. He's been consistently strong.
And unbelievably, the safety car is out yet again. Another big incident on track, and the yellow flags are waving.
This is an absolute roller coaster of a race. Drivers are having to restart their entire mental process for yet another safety car period.
This is truly an astonishing race. How? The sheer number of safety car periods is dominating the action, making it incredibly difficult to find any rhythm.
It's a brutal mental test. You get the tires hot, you're on the limit, and then suddenly you're back to a crawl, trying to cool everything down but not lose all the heat you built up. It's draining.
Any pre-race strategy must be completely out the window now. It's all about reacting on the fly, constantly adapting.
Exactly. You're living lap to lap, recalculating every corner. You know those green flag laps are precious, so the aggression is there, but so is the need to stay out of trouble after seeing all these incidents.
Despite all the interruptions, we've still seen some brilliant driving, especially Mole's charge to the front and Snape's incredible composure in second.
Snape, in particular, has been outstanding. For an M-Class driver to hold his nerve and pace through such a chaotic race is truly remarkable. He's been consistently strong.
And incredibly, the safety car is out yet again. Another big incident brings out the yellow flags here at Thomson Road.
This is absolutely relentless. Drivers are constantly having to switch between race mode and caution, and it takes an immense toll mentally and on the car.
This is truly an astonishing race. How? The sheer number of safety car periods is dominating the action, making it incredibly difficult to find any rhythm.
It's a brutal mental test. You get the tires hot, you're on the limit, and then suddenly you're back to a crawl, trying to cool everything down but not lose all the heat you built up. It's draining.
Any pre-race strategy must be completely out the window now. It's all about reacting on the fly, constantly adapting.
Exactly. You're living lap to lap, recalculating every corner. You know those green flag laps are precious, so the aggression is there, but so is the need to stay out of trouble after seeing all these incidents.
Despite all the interruptions, we've still seen some brilliant driving, especially Mole's charge to the front and Snape's incredible composure in second.
Snape, in particular, has been outstanding. For an M-Class driver to hold his nerve and pace through such a chaotic race is truly remarkable. He's been consistently strong.
And once again, the safety car is out. Another big incident on track, and the yellow flags are waving across the circuit.
This is an incredible test of a driver's mental strength. You're constantly trying to manage that frustration and maintain focus through these relentless stop-starts.
This is truly an astonishing race. Sky. The sheer number of safety car periods is dominating the action, making it incredibly difficult to find any rhythm.
It's a brutal mental test. You get the tires hot, you're on the limit, and then suddenly you're back to a crawl, trying to cool everything down but not lose all the heat you've built up. It's draining.
Any pre-race strategy must be completely out the window now. It's all about reacting on the fly, constantly adapting.
Exactly. You're living lap to lap, recalculating every corner. You know those green flag laps are precious, so the aggression is there, but so is the need to stay out of trouble after seeing all these incidents.
Despite all the interruptions, we've still seen some brilliant driving, especially Mole's charge to the front and Snape's incredible composure in second.
Snape, in particular, has been outstanding. For an M-Class driver to hold his nerve and pace through such a chaotic race is truly remarkable. He's been consistently strong.
And once again, the safety car is out. Another major incident brings out the yellow flags here at Thomson Road.
This is a race like no other. Drivers are in a constant state of flux, trying to keep their focus and their equipment in check through these seemingly endless interruptions.
This is truly an astonishing race, Sky. The sheer number of safety car periods is dominating the action, making it incredibly difficult to find any rhythm.
It's a brutal mental test. You get the tires hot, you're on the limit, and then suddenly you're back to a crawl, trying to cool everything down but not lose all the heat you build up. It's draining.
Any pre-race strategy must be completely out the window now. It's all about reacting on the fly, constantly adapting.
Exactly. You're living lap to lap, recalculating every corner. You know those green flag laps are precious, so the aggression is there, but so is the need to stay out of trouble after seeing all these incidents.
Despite all the interruptions, we've still seen some brilliant driving, especially Mole's charge to the front and Snape's incredible composure in second.
Snape, in particular, has been outstanding. For an M-Class driver to hold his nerve and pace through such a chaotic race is truly remarkable. He's been consistently strong.
And once again, the safety car is out. Another major incident brings out the yellow flags here at Thomson Road.
This is a truly unprecedented race. Drivers are constantly having to switch modes, managing their frustration and trying to maintain focus through these relentless stoppages.
This is truly an astonishing race, Hal. The sheer number of safety car periods is dominating the action, making it incredibly difficult to find any rhythm.
It's a brutal mental test. You get the tires hot, you're on the limit, and then suddenly you're back to a crawl, trying to cool everything down but not lose all the heat you build up. It's draining.
Any pre-race strategy must be completely out the window now. It's all about reacting on the fly, constantly adapting.
Exactly. You're living lap to lap, recalculating every corner. You know those green flag laps are precious, so the aggression is there, but so is the need to stay out of trouble after seeing all these incidents.
Despite all the interruptions, we've still seen some brilliant driving, especially Mole's charge to the front and Snape's incredible composure in second.
Snape, in particular, has been outstanding. For an M-Class driver to hold his nerve and pace through such a chaotic race is truly remarkable. He's been consistently strong.
And once again, the safety car is out. Another major incident brings out the yellow flags here at Thomson Road.
This is becoming a race purely about survival under safety car. Drivers are in a constant state of readiness, but also frustration, with these relentless interruptions.
This is truly an astonishing race, Sky. The sheer number of safety car periods is dominating the action, making it incredibly difficult to find any rhythm.
It's a brutal mental test. You get the tires hot, you're on the limit, and then suddenly you're back to a crawl, trying to cool everything down but not lose all the heat you build up. It's draining.
Any pre-race strategy must be completely out the window now. It's all about reacting on the fly, constantly adapting.
Exactly. You're living lap to lap, recalculating every corner. You know those green flag laps are precious, so the aggression is there, but so is the need to stay out of trouble after seeing all these incidents.
Despite all the interruptions, we've still seen some brilliant driving, especially Mole's charge to the front and Snape's incredible composure in second.
Snape, in particular, has been outstanding. For an M-Class driver to hold his nerve and pace through such a chaotic race is truly remarkable. He's been consistently strong.
And once again, the safety car is out. Another major incident brings out the yellow flags here at Thomson Road.
This is a race unlike anything I've seen. Drivers are constantly having to switch between race mode and caution, and it takes an immense toll mentally and on the car.
This race is truly astonishing, Hal. The sheer number of safety car periods is dominating the action, making it incredibly difficult to find any rhythm.
It's a brutal mental test. You get the tires hot, you're on the limit, and then suddenly you're back to a crawl, trying to cool everything down but not lose all the heat you build up. It's draining.
Any pre-race strategy must be completely out the window now. It's all about reacting on the fly, constantly adapting.
Exactly. You're living lap to lap, recalculating every corner. You know those green flag laps are precious, so the aggression is there, but so is the need to stay out of trouble after seeing all these incidents.
Despite all the interruptions, we've still seen some brilliant driving, especially Mole's charge to the front and Snape's incredible composure in second.
Snape, in particular, has been outstanding. For an M-Class driver to hold his nerve and pace through such a chaotic race is truly remarkable. He's been consistently strong.
And incredibly, the safety car is out again. Yellow flags are flying once more here at Thomson Road.
This constant stop-start rhythm must be incredibly frustrating for the drivers. It's an unprecedented test of patience and car management.
This is truly an astonishing race. How? The sheer number of safety car periods is dominating the action, making it incredibly difficult to find any rhythm.
It's a brutal mental test. You get the tires hot, you're on the limit, and then suddenly you're back to a crawl, trying to cool everything down but not lose all the heat you've built up. It's draining.
Any pre-race strategy must be completely out the window now. It's all about reacting on the fly, constantly adapting.
Exactly. You're living lap to lap, recalculating every corner. You know those green flag laps are precious, so the aggression is there, but so is the need to stay out of trouble after seeing all these incidents.
Despite all the interruptions, we've still seen some brilliant driving, especially Mole's charge to the front and Snape's incredible composure in second.
Snape, in particular, has been outstanding. For an M-Class driver to hold his nerve and pace through such a chaotic race is truly remarkable. He's been consistently strong.
And once again, the safety car is out. Another major incident brings out the yellow flags here at Thomson Road.
This is a race defined by chaos. Drivers are just getting short bursts of green flag before being forced to reset their minds and manage their machinery all over again.
This race is truly astonishing. How? The sheer number of safety car periods is dominating the action, making it incredibly difficult to find any rhythm.
It's a brutal mental test. You get the tires hot, you're on the limit, and then suddenly you're back to a crawl, trying to cool everything down but not lose all the heat you've built up. It's draining.
Any pre-race strategy must be completely out the window now. It's all about reacting on the fly, constantly adapting.
Exactly. You're living lap to lap, recalculating every corner. You know those green flag laps are precious, so the aggression is there, but so is the need to stay out of trouble after seeing all these incidents.
Despite all the interruptions, we've still seen some brilliant driving, especially Mole's charge to the front and Snape's incredible composure in second.
Snape, in particular, has been outstanding. For an M-Class driver to hold his nerve and pace through such a chaotic race is truly remarkable. He's been consistently strong.
And once again, the safety car is out. Another major incident brings out the yellow flags here at Thomson Road.
This is an incredible test of a driver's mental strength. You're constantly trying to manage that frustration and maintain focus through these relentless stop-starts.
This is truly an astonishing race. How? The sheer number of safety car periods is dominating the action, making it incredibly difficult to find any rhythm.
It's a brutal mental test. You get the tires hot, you're on the limit, and then suddenly you're back to a crawl, trying to cool everything down but not lose all the heat you've built up. It's draining.
Any pre-race strategy must be completely out the window now. It's all about reacting on the fly, constantly adapting.
Exactly. You're living lap to lap, recalculating every corner. You know those green flag laps are precious, so the aggression is there, but so is the need to stay out of trouble after seeing all these incidents.
Despite all the interruptions, we've still seen some brilliant driving, especially Mole's charge to the front and Snape's incredible composure in second.
Snape, in particular, has been outstanding. For an M-Class driver to hold his nerve and pace through such a chaotic race is truly remarkable. He's been consistently strong.
And unbelievably, the safety car is out again. Yellow flags flying once more here at Thomson Road after another major incident.
This race is a continuous series of restarts and pauses. The mental toll on the drivers, managing these constant changes, must be immense right now.
This is truly an astonishing race, Sky. The sheer number of safety car periods is dominating the action, making it incredibly difficult to find any rhythm.
It's a brutal mental test. You get the tires hot, you're on the limit, and then suddenly you're back to a crawl, trying to cool everything down but not lose all the heat you've built up. It's draining.
Any pre-race strategy must be completely out the window now. It's all about reacting on. And unbelievably, the safety car is out again. Yellow flags flying once more here at Thomson. Practice session continues here, just under 9 minutes remaining on the clock. Nigel Walters now navigating the range hairpin, still looking to set his first time this session. Martin Mull through the range hairpin, yet to register a lap time in this session. Nigel Walters now deep into the snakes, still searching for that opening lap time. Martin Mull still hasn't registered a time, just under 5 minutes left in practice.
Sometimes it's about waiting for a clear window, but you don't want to leave it too late to get a proper read on the car.
Neil Constable Barry also yet to set a time, just over 4 minutes remaining.
You want to get at least one flying lap in, even if it's not perfect, just to understand the balance before qualifying.
David Constable Barry threw the circus hairpin, still looking to put a time on the board. Jareth Hallam still without a registered lap time as the clock ticks down in practice.
This is where the pressure starts to build. You really need to get that initial feel for the car. Even a scruffy lap is better than no lap at all for the engineers.
David Constable Barry making his way through turn 12, still no time on the board with just under 3 minutes to go.
This is crunch time. As a driver, you're really pushing to find that limit quickly now, because you're running out of laps.
Neil Constable Barry yet to set a time, just over 2 minutes left in this practice session. Martin Mull still hasn't registered a lap time, with only 90 seconds left on the clock.
This is incredibly tight. He'll be lucky to get one flying lap in before the flag.
Nigel Walters now in the circus hairpin, and the clock is really running out for him to set a time.
He needs to find pace immediately here. One mistake and that's it for getting a representative lap.
Jareth Hallam threw the circus hairpin, just over a minute left to get a time on the board. Nigel Walters now in turn 12, just 32 seconds left, still no lap time.
He's really cut it fine. He'll be pushing to the absolute maximum just to get across the line for one final attempt.
And the practice session ends there, David Constable Barry finishing in P2 with a 2:04.194. Neil Constable Barry in turn 10, P2 with a 2:04.077 as the session clock runs out. David Constable Barry in the Snakes 1, holding P3 with his 2:04.194 as the final seconds tick away.
He'll be happy with a top 3 time in practice, gives him a good baseline going into qualifying.
Welcome to the Thomson Road Grand Prix circuit, where qualifying is just moments away, and that 8 mph wind could certainly play a factor. The green flag is out, and qualifying for the Thomson Road Grand Prix is officially underway. We're seeing drivers head out now, though Chris Stokes has yet to put a time on the board.
This early part of the session is all about getting heat into the tires and finding that rhythm. You don't want to push too hard on the first flying lap.
Rich Snape is currently navigating the circus hairpin, yet to set a time, with just over 5 minutes remaining in this session.
The circus hairpin is a tricky spot. It's easy to outbrake yourself there, especially when the tires are still coming up to temperature.
Thomas Kruger Dorado is still waiting to post a qualifying time, with the session ticking down to under 5 minutes now. Jareth Hallam is in the Devil's Bend section, yet to register a lap time as we approach the final 4 minutes of qualifying. Nigel Walters is out on track but has not yet posted a time, with time really starting to run out now.
Every second counts in these final few minutes. It's about finding clear air and executing that perfect lap.
David Constable Barry still hasn't put a time on the board. The clock is relentlessly counting down.
You've got to be clinical now. One mistake and that's the session over for a meaningful lap time.
David Constable Barry crosses the line and immediately goes P1 with a 2:03.963. What a way to open his account. Martin Mull holds provisional pole with an impressive 202.205, and he's currently running a tenth quicker on his current flying lap.
That's the mark of a driver confident in their setup. To be P1 and still finding time, especially this late in the session, is a real statement.
David Constable Barry is P5, but he's flying through Peak Bend, currently over 3/10 up on his best time with literally seconds left. Constable Barry completes his lap. He shaves 7/10 off his previous best, moving up to third place with a 203.263.
That's a significant improvement. He really found something on that lap, pushing the car right to its limit.
Rich Snape is in second position with a 201.725, but he's currently 3/10 down on his personal best this time around. Nigel Walters, currently P3, is flying. He's 200ths up on his best time and could be about to improve again. Neil Constable Barry is making his way through the range hairpin, with just over a minute left on the clock and still no time posted. Neil Constable Barry crosses the line and that's his first time on the board, a 204.905, putting him into 9th position. Welcome race fans, we are live at the Thomson Road Grand Prix circuit, with a steady 12-knot wind greeting the drivers as they line up on the grid.
Martin Mull, the Dutchman, starts from pole in his Pro Class WSC 60 Matra M630 BRM. That Matra is a beast of a car. I've driven one in testing, they demand respect.
And starting from third, the British driver Nigel Walters, in the stunning WSC 60 Ferrari Dino 206S Berlinetta, representing the AM class.
Third place for an AM driver is a fantastic starting position. The Dino is a nimble car, great for picking lines, but it really demands precision through the S's.
Just behind him, in fourth, we have David Constable Barry, another Matra M630 BRM on the grid, this time for the Pro-Am class.
Jareth Hallam in the Corvette Grand Sport starts from fifth. The Grand Sport is a big machine, plenty of power, but getting that off the line and through the first corner can be a real handful.
And in sixth place, the WSC 60 Porsche 910/6 of Jimmy Lindo, an AM class driver.
The Porsche 910/6 is a beautifully balanced car. For an AM driver, starting sixth with that machinery, they'll be looking to hold their ground and perhaps pick off some positions early on.
Further back on the grid, in 8th position, it's Neil Constable Barry, in another Matra M630 BRM, this one in the AM class. Thomas Kruger Dorado, in the iconic WSC 60 Shelby Daytona Coupe, starts from 9th, a Pro-Am class entry.
The Shelby Daytona Coupe, what a car. It's got that grunt, that raw power, but it can be a bit of a handful in the corners. Traction management will be key off the line.
And down in 11th, we have Tim Weller, also in a WSC 60 Shelby Daytona Coupe, another AM class driver.
Two Daytona Coupes fairly close on the grid. They'll be looking for clean air. When I raced them, getting the power down smoothly was crucial. Too much, and the rear end steps out.
The lights are out and we are underway. The Thomson Road Grand Prix has begun. Martin Mull holds onto the lead, a perfect start from pole position.
That's what you want from the front row. He's protected the inside line, no mistakes into turn 1. Crucial for settling into a rhythm.
Mull continues to command the front, holding P1 through this opening lap.
Maintaining that lead early on means he's driving a clean line, keeping his competitors in check. It's about confidence and control right now.
What an incredible start for Chris Stokes, up from 27th all the way to 4th place already. Phil Bodkin is holding steady in 7th position, maintaining his grid slot.
He's keeping pace with the front runners. Holding your grid position on the first lap is a good start, especially when there's so much jostling for position.
Phil Bodkin remains in 7th, a consistent run through these opening corners.
He's keeping his focus, not losing ground. Sometimes holding your position is just as good as gaining one, especially when the field is so tight.
Nigel Walters has dropped 3 places, now running in 6th position.
He's lost a couple of spots there. He'll need to regroup quickly and find some clear track. The Ferrari Dino likes to be driven smoothly, so he'll be looking for that rhythm.
Tim Weller has gained a place, now in 10th and right on the gearbox of Neil Constable-Berry, just 3/10 separating those two. We're now with Jimmy Lindo, running in 7th, just half a second behind Nigel Walters in P6.
Lindo is looking to make a move on Walters early in this race. That Porsche 910/6 is quick through these corners. He'll be feeling confident this close to his rival.
The gap has closed even further. Jimmy Lindo is now just 4/10 behind Nigel Walters, really piling on the pressure.
He's finding some pace. Those small gains add up, and Walters will be feeling Lindo breathing down his neck. It's all about holding your nerve now for both drivers.
Tim Weller now has Dominic Fauvargue just 3/10 behind him in P11, as he completes his first time lap. Oh, a swap of positions. Dominic Fauvargue has moved ahead of Tim Weller, who now drops to 11th, but still only 3/10 separates them.
Fauvargue found a way through. Weller will be frustrated with that, but he's close enough to fight back. Sometimes you lose a spot, but the immediate goal is to reclaim it or at least keep the pressure on.
And what a battle this is. Dominic Fauvargue in 11th, right on the tail of Tim Weller in 10th, with absolutely no gap between them. Fauvargue has made that move stick. He's now up to 10th, and crucially, has pulled out a 3-second gap to Weller.
That's a decisive move. He didn't just get past, he put his head down and created some breathing room. That's a mark of a driver who knows when to pounce and when to consolidate.
Now with Neil Constable-Berry in 9th, just 4/10 back from Thomas Kruger Dorado in 8th.
Constable-Berry is holding that gap, staying in striking distance. He'll be waiting for his moment, maybe a mistake from Kruger Dorado, or looking for a slipstream on the straight.
Nigel Walters now in 6th, with just 3/10 separating him from Chris Stokes in P5.
This is a great battle developing here. Walters has been pushing hard and is now right there. He's found his rhythm and wants that top 5 spot.
The gap has opened slightly between Walters and Stokes, now 6/10 as they push on. And Nigel Walters has dropped another place, now P7. The gap to Chris Stokes in 5th has also grown to 7/10 of a second. Chris Stokes now in 6th, and he's right on the gearbox of Jimmy Lindo in 5th, just 2/10 the difference.
Stokes has been absolutely flying, a brilliant recovery drive. He's got Lindo firmly in his sights now, that's where the pressure really starts to build.
The gap has stretched a bit now, 6/10 between Stokes and Lindo.
Lindo has found some clean air, or Stokes might have pushed a bit too hard in the preceding corner. He'll need to close that down again if he wants to challenge.
Now with Jareth Hallam in 4th, hunting down David Constable Barry in 3rd, the gap is 7/10.
Hallam is really pushing that Corvette. 7/10 is close enough to start thinking about a move, especially on the faster sections of the circuit.
Hallam continues to stalk Constable Barry, maintaining that 7/10 gap in 4th. Neil Constable Barry has fallen back to 11th, with Phil Bodkin now almost a second ahead of him in 10th. Jareth Hallam has dropped to 7th, now 3 seconds behind Nigel Walters in 6th position. Jimmy Lindo has moved up to 4th position, now pulling a 1.1 second gap to Chris Stokes behind him.
Lindo's found some speed there. That's a good buffer to have in this part of the race, gives him a bit of breathing room to focus on the cars ahead.
The gap to Stokes has closed ever so slightly, now down to a second for Jimmy Lindo in 4th. Chris Stokes is absolutely flying through the circus hairpin, just 8/10 behind Jimmy Lindo in P4.
Stokes is holding that gap. The circus hairpin is tricky, it's easy to lose time there if you don't nail the apex. He's clearly found his sweet spot.
Chris Stokes has done it. He's moved past Jimmy Lindo and is now in 4th position, with just 3/10 of a second separating them. Phil Bodkin is now in 9th, with Dominic Fauvargue 2nd and a 5th ahead of him in P8. Bodkin has eaten into that gap dramatically. He's now just half a second behind Dominic Fauvargue in P8.
He's definitely found some pace. That's the kind of closing speed that sets up an overtake. Fauvargue will need to be very defensive if he wants to hold that spot.
Nigel Walters is in P6, just 6/10 behind Jimmy Lindo in 5th, a tight battle for those midfield spots. The gap to Lindo has opened up considerably now. Nigel Walters is 1.4 seconds back in 6th position.
He's lost touch with Lindo there. That might be a momentary lapse or Lindo just found another gear. Walters will need to push hard to reel him back in.
Phil Bodkin is still in 9th, with Dominic Fauvargue a full second ahead in P8.
He's trying to close that gap, but Fauvargue is holding steady. Sometimes that last half second is the hardest to find, especially if the car ahead is driving a clean race. The gap to Fauvargue has edged out to 1.1 seconds now for Phil Bodkin in 9th. Fauvargue is managing the distance well. That slight increase means Bodkin isn't quite finding the traction or the pace he needs to make significant inroads right now.
Jareth Hallam is making up time through the circus hairpin, now in 10th, just 9/10 behind Phil Bodkin in 9th.
Hallam is really working that Corvette. He's found some speed. The circus hairpin can be a make or break corner. Getting it right can gain you significant time.
Phil Phil Bodkin is now just 4/10 off Dominic Fauvargue in 8th place. He's closing in.
Bodkin has picked up the pace, that's a significant gain. Fauvargue needs to be aware, Bodkin is right there now, looking for an opportunity.
And Phil Bodkin has made the move. He's up into 8th position, with Dominic Fauvargue right alongside him, virtually no gap at all.
What a fantastic overtake. Bodkin really capitalized on that closing gap. Now Fauvargue will be trying to fight back immediately, this isn't over yet.
Jimmy Lindo is now in 6th, with a sizable 4.3 second gap to Nigel Walters ahead in 5th. The gap has stretched a bit further to Nigel Walters, now 4.6 seconds for Jimmy Lindo. Jareth Hallam is making ground through Peak Bend, just 6/10 behind Dominic Fauvargue in 9th. Jareth Hallam has completed the overtake. He's up into 9th position. Fauvargue is right there, almost wheel to wheel.
That was beautifully executed by Hallam. Peak Bend is a high-speed section, so that move would have required a lot of commitment. Now he needs to consolidate and make sure Fauvargue doesn't fight straight back.
Dominic Fauvargue is now in 10th, 6/10 behind Jareth Hallam in 9th.
He's still trying to recover from that overtake. He'll be analyzing where he lost time and looking for any chance to get that position back. It's tough when you've just been passed.
The gap has increased for Dominic Fauvargue, now 1.6 seconds back from Hallam. Jareth Hallam is pushing hard through the snakes, now in 9th and closing on Thomas Kruger Dorado in 8th, the gap just 7/10.
The snakes are a series of quick changes of direction, and if Hallam can carry his speed through there, he'll be right on Kruger Dorado's tail. Consistency through that section is crucial, you really feel it in the car.
Jareth Hallam has dropped to 10th, but he's absolutely right on the bumper of Thomas Kruger Dorado, just 1/10 separating them.
He's lost that position, but he's not letting Kruger Dorado get away. This is intense, one slight mistake from either driver could change everything in the snakes.
Rich Snape is in P2, now a second behind race leader Martin Mole, but Snape is pushing hard. The gap to the leader has opened up to 1.4 seconds for Rich Snape in 2nd.
Mole is clearly finding his rhythm up front, but Snape will be trying to respond. It's important not to overdrive the car when the gap starts to grow, consistency wins races.
Chris Stokes is in 4th, a second behind David Constable-Berry in 3rd, as we continue this impressive drive from Stokes. Stokes has absolutely demolished that gap. He's now just 4/10 behind Constable-Berry in 3rd.
He's flying. That's a huge gain in a short amount of time. Constable-Berry will be feeling the heat. This is going to be a battle for that podium spot.
Rich Snape has closed right up on Martin Mole, now just 4/10 the difference for the lead of the race.
This is it. Snape has done a fantastic job to reel Mole back in. We could be seeing an overtake for the lead very soon. Mole needs to be flawless from here on out.
The gap is shrinking even further. Just 3/10 now separating Mole and Snape.
Snape is right there. He's probably looking for a slipstream or an advantage on the brakes. This is the kind of pressure that forces errors, even from the most experienced drivers.
Chris Stokes has dropped to 5th, but he's still right behind David Constable-Berry, just 4/10 away. The gap to Constable-Berry has closed again, now just 3/10 for Stokes in 5th.
He's relentless. Stokes is not giving up on that position. Constable-Berry is doing well to hold him off, but the pressure is immense when you've got someone that close.
Neil Constable-Berry in 10th, just 4/10 behind Dominic Fauvargue in 9th, another tight midfield scrap. Martin Mole has lost the lead. Rich Snape is now in P1, and Mole is right on his tail, just a tenth of a second behind.
Snape has pulled off a fantastic move to take the lead. That's a huge moment in this race, but Mole is not letting him go. This is going to be an incredible fight to the finish.
Unbelievable, the gap has exploded. Martin Mole is now 11 seconds behind Rich Snape. What has happened there?
He's definitely had an issue. To lose that much time in one go, from being a tenth behind, suggests a big moment on track. He's still running, but that's a massive blow to his race.
Chris Stokes is once again right on the back of David Constable Barry, just 3/10 separating them in the battle for third. The gap is down to 2/10. Stokes is putting Constable Barry under enormous pressure.
This is brilliant driving from Stokes. He's showing real intent, and Constable Barry is having to defend hard. One small wobble, and Stokes will be through.
Neil Constable Barry in 9th, just 3/10 behind Dominic Fauvargue in P8. This battle is far from over. The gap has opened a touch, now 5/10 between Neil Constable Barry and Dominic Fauvargue.
Fauvargue seems to have found a bit more pace there, maybe getting better exit out of the corner. Constable Barry will need to redouble his efforts to close that down again.
Chris Stokes is absolutely hounding David Constable Barry through the range hairpin, just 4/10 off third place.
The range hairpin is a prime overtaking spot, and Stokes is certainly looking for a way through. He'll be trying to get a run on the exit and carry that speed down the straight.
Neil Constable Barry is closing in again on Dominic Fauvargue, now just 3/10 of a second separating them in this fight for 8th.
He's relentless, isn't he? Every time Fauvargue creates a small gap, Constable Barry finds a way to pull it back. This is fantastic driving from both of them.
The gap has opened a fraction to 4/10 now for Neil Constable Barry in 9th.
It's a chess match out there. Fauvargue is just doing enough to keep his nose ahead, but Constable Barry is not giving him a moment's peace.
What a race this is turning into, so much action and close fighting right through the field.
This Thomson road circuit really tests the drivers. It's got those high-speed sections but also some very technical corners where you can gain or lose so much.
We've seen positions change hands repeatedly, especially in the midfield battles. It's just incredible to watch.
When you're in a pack like that, it's all about managing your tires and keeping your head. I remember races where I could feel the tension. Every braking point was a risk-reward calculation.
And even up at the front, we had Mole and Snape absolutely side by side for laps before that dramatic shift in the lead.
Those moments are exhilarating from inside the cockpit, but also incredibly draining. You're pushing to the absolute limit, knowing any tiny error could cost you dearly.
It's not just about raw pace, is it? It's about consistency, protecting your car, and knowing when to attack.
Absolutely. Sometimes the fastest car doesn't win. It's the driver who can adapt best to the conditions, who finds that extra bit of grip when it matters most.
With only a few minutes left, every single corner is going to count for these drivers.
You start feeling the adrenaline really kick in for the final laps. Every ounce of concentration is focused on hitting those marks and fending off rivals.
We're still seeing those gaps open and close. It's keeping us on the edge of our seats.
It means the drivers are really extracting everything from their machinery, not leaving anything on the table. This is what world-class racing is all about.
Neil Constable Barry is now in 8th, through turn 12, but Thomas Kruger Dorado in 7th is 1.6 seconds up the road.
He's lost a fair bit of time there. Turn 12 can be deceptive. If you miss your braking point or apex, you bleed speed all the way down to the next corner, and that gap can open quickly.
Huge change there. Neil Constable Barry is now up to 7th position, and Thomas Kruger Dorado has dropped to 9th, 3.5 seconds behind. That was a dramatic shift we just witnessed with Constable Barry and Kruger Dorado. Positions changing so rapidly.
Absolutely, you never know what's happening just out of camera shot. A small mistake, a moment of oversteer, and suddenly positions are lost and gained.
It just goes to show how fine the margins are at this level of competition, doesn't it?
Extremely fine. I've had races where one tiny lockup cost me 3 places. The pressure is constant, especially as the fuel load lightens and the tires start to wear.
With the time ticking down, every driver will be pushing absolutely to the limit to hold or improve their position.
This is where the mental game truly comes into play. You have to be aggressive but also disciplined, weighing up every risk. It's exhilarating and exhausting all at once.
Thomas Kruger Dorado is now in 9th and just 2/10 behind Dominic Fauvargue in 8th place, a really tight battle for position. The gap has opened a fraction, now 5/10 between Kruger Dorado and Fauvargue.
Fauvargue is just holding him at bay. Sometimes that half-second feels like an eternity when you're trying to get past, but it also means there's less turbulence, so you can focus on your own driving.
David Constable Barry is in 4th, a second behind Chris Stokes in 3rd, battling for that final podium spot.
Constable Barry is still very much in contention for the podium. A second is not an insurmountable gap at this stage of the race, especially if Stokes makes even a tiny error. Thomas Kruger Dorado in 9th, now 1.1 seconds behind Dominic Fauvargue in 8th. He's lost a little bit of ground there. It means Fauvargue has probably put in a very clean sector, or Kruger Dorado has had a slight moment. Every 10th counts now.
The gap has stretched to 1.7 seconds, Dominic Fauvargue pulling away from Thomas Kruger Dorado in 9th.
Fauvargue is consolidating that 8th position. Kruger Dorado will be disappointed to see that gap grow. He'll need to find something extra to try and close it down.
David Constable Barry in 4th, now 1.3 seconds behind Chris Stokes in 3rd. The gap has come down a little, now 1.1 seconds for David Constable Barry to Chris Stokes.
Constable Barry isn't giving up on that podium. He's trimming the deficit, which means he's probably running a very clean and consistent line. Stokes needs to be mindful of that pressure.
Rich Snape is in the lead and just moments away from the checkered flag, with a massive gap to Mole behind him. And Rich Snape crosses the line. He wins the Thomson Road Grand Prix, an absolutely dominant performance after starting from 2nd position.
What a drive from Snape. To climb from 2nd, survive that close battle for the lead, and then pull away like that, that's the mark of a champion. Fantastic race management from him.
Martin Mole comes home in 2nd place, a strong finish despite the earlier drama in the race. Chris Stokes takes 3rd place. What an astonishing drive, up from 27th on the grid to clinch a podium finish. David Constable Barry crosses the line in 4th, followed closely by Nigel Walters taking 5th. Phil Bodkin finishes in 6th position, a solid points finish for him.
He held his own very well out there. 6th is a good result, especially with all the action we've seen in the midfield.
And Neil Constable Barry brings his Madra home in 7th place. Thomas Kruger Dorado finishes his race in 8th position. Dominic Fauvargue crosses the line to secure 9th place, a hard-fought result.
9th is a good points haul after some intense battles in the middle of the pack. You have to fight for every position out there, and he did just that.